Hey folks, and welcome in. Thanks so much for tuning into this live stream on this morning for steps to voiceoversuccess.com as well as earlhallstudio.com. It's Friday. This is 5 days I've done live stream every day on this channel, and I've done live stream twice this week on my purely freelance channel. I want to welcome everybody in. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Let me know who you are and where you're from. And also let me know, more specifically, can you hear me and can you see me? And once I have somebody pop up in chat that at least lets me know that they can see and hear me, I will know that I have all of my settings correct and we can really get this thing kicked off and going. So just somebody put in chat if you can see or hear me. But I would like to know who all is here. Today is, for me, a pretty special episode for what it is that I'm trying to do. And let me go ahead and mute my smartphone so we don't continue to get those little things. Hey, Kit, thanks so much for tuning in, and thanks for letting me know that you can see and hear me. For those of you that have never seen me before, don't know who I am, and for all of my friends that will be coming in, hey, Paul, how you doing, buddy? This is a show that if you are a brand new and up-and-coming voiceover artist, freelancer, whatever, but in particular, up-and-coming voiceover artist that is looking to start, build, and grow a successful career, this is the place that I think you definitely want to be. And to get information like this 5 days a week, because I produce content 5 days a week, whether it's in this format of live stream or whether I produce videos, and just upload them, you want to make sure that you go ahead and, where am I? Subscribe to the channel. And when you subscribe to the channel, make sure that you tick the bell notification so that you get instant notification of when I go live or when I upload brand new material. Hey, what's up, Carlos? Gabe, you're in Dallas. Hey, thanks, buddy. How you doing this morning? And this is Carlos. I messed up your name the other day, and you messed up me rolling my R's. I remember you, Carlos Ferreira. I still can't do it, I guess. But keep working. Keep working. I'm going to try. I'm going to try. Needless to say, I'm not taking any Latin voiceover work. I can tell you that for sure. But anyway, on yesterday, more than a couple things, and I'm looking down at some of the things that I put together on my smartphone that I wanted to cover today. But on yesterday, a couple of things happened and some things came in. And what we're going to be talking about today is basically making money as a freelancer. You know, what is it that you need to do? How do you make money as a freelancer, as a voiceover artist, as a graphic designer, whatever it is that you are? One of the things that I understand after doing this for so long, that the marketing that you do, regardless of the genre that you're in as a freelancer, is really the same. There's not much difference. There's some little tiny things that will be different from career field to career field, but basically it's all the same. So we're going to get into that. If you've got questions during the live stream, you can go ahead and upload those questions and I will see them. You all will see them right there. Since I'm able to put it on the screen there. You can see the questions that come in via the chat room on live stream. Looking for a particular question that came in because I want to give that person the appropriate credit for sending in that question. And actually, I may just have it up right here on my smartphone, and I'll be able to read it directly from there. Let me see. Yep, surely do. On yesterday, I got an email question, and if you have a question, you know, during the show, you can always put it in chat. If you don't want to put your question in chat, you can always email me directly, and you'll see my email address scroll at the bottom. Email me at earlhallvo@gmail.com, and in the subject line, just put VO question or freelance question, and I will get your question. But yesterday, I got the question from Brett Phillips, and Brett is in here a lot for the live streams. So if you ask me a question, basically the questions that you ask me, most of the time I'm going to use them as content for the show. excuse me, or for the live stream or whatever. Because if you have a question, 9 times out of 10, somebody else has that same exact question. But the question from Brett came in. I think he calls himself Speak Aussie. And Brett, if you're in here, let me know so I can give you a shout out there, or an additional shout out. And thank you for sending in the question. But he asks, "Hi Earl, thanks for your ongoing vids. Usually I only get to see the replay," so he's probably not in here, "the replay since my day ends when yours starts." He's from Australia. "Though I was on live the other night as Margie Media. I have a question of sorts which is holding me back a little. Where can I get reasonable dummy scripts for doing a voiceover demo? Obviously, since I'm starting out, I have no actual work to use in a demo. I could sit down and try and flesh something out, but it wouldn't be as good as a real read. Would you recommend copying existing ads, or maybe copying the general script and altering some words, brands, etc.? I know Voices.com have several sample scripts, but I bet they've been used to death." Yeah, they have been. "And honestly, I read them and they sound lame. Thanks for your advice. Regards, Brett." Developing a script, or getting a script if you're brand new and you're trying to basically make a demo, but you don't have any work that you've done previously that's going to allow you to create really a really good demo, then you're going to have to get demo material from somewhere. I know Edge Studio has scripts that you can use. Some people say they like those. Yes, Voices.com, Voices123, a lot of the different sites that are out there for voiceover have sample scripts that you can actually use. But like Brett said in his email, they've probably been used to death. So what I would do, if you can do nothing else, take those scripts and try and make them your own. If you're a pretty decent copywriter or editor or something like that, or you can change things up to make them sound better than what they already sound, or how they've been written to sound. The other thing with that is, what I would do at the state that I'm at now, if I had to do it all over again and still have the understanding that I have, after all of these years, what I would do is I would basically take a listen and I would record. All of us have DVRs on our TVs and stuff like that. I would go and listen through to commercials on TV and on radio. I would record them. I would transcribe about 10 of them. It might take you an hour or two to do that level of work. Transcribe them, and then from that point, change the names of the companies that are there so that, there's no copyright issues or anything like that. Take note, and this is why I say record it. Take note of the music or the style of music that's backing it up. Take note of the sound effects that are used in those particular ads that you're listening to. Now, of course, this is if you're going after commercial work. You have to understand, and I've said this a couple of times this week during these live streams, that the thing that I really believe that needs to happen is that you need to specialize. I think you need to become a pro and an expert and a specialist in a specific genre that fits who you are. Everyone doesn't have a deep voice and can do promos for television or can do movie trailers and things of that nature, but that's not even where the bulk of the work is. There are voices out there that are doing explainer videos, and you may have heard me say this before, whiteboard videos, corporate narration, e-learning, things of that nature. Do some investigation and kind of see what you think fits who you are and what you enjoy doing. That's the key thing. Make sure you enjoy what you're doing and that the style of voiceover or the genre of voiceover that you're going after fits who you are, so that you can actually make an impact and do a good job. If you wake up every morning and don't like what you're doing, well, you're not going to do it for very long, especially if you have a choice. Some people don't have a choice. You've got to get up, you've got to work your 9 to 5 or whatever it is, And, I remember hating that, because I did not want to do it. But when it comes down to you choosing what you want to do as a career, you've got to make sure that you like it. So, yes, you can go through and look at other scripts that are out there from these different pay-to-play sites and other voiceover sites and things of that nature. But I think if you take it one step further and do a little bit more work, and a lot of times when it comes down to being successful, it's just going to the point where you'll do something that someone else won't do, and drive and grind a little bit harder than they will. And so to do that, to take it a little step further, listen and copy down some commercials that are out there that you hear regularly. Listen to the pacing and the style. Write down the script, or if you have it recorded and if you want to have someone transcribe it, but do it yourself. Just do it yourself. It's not going to take that long to do. For a 60-second commercial, we're probably only talking about maybe 70 words. For a 60-second commercial, 70 to 75 words, and you may even be able to break that down. But the key point, if you're going to do commercial type stuff, well, you've got to listen to commercials. And if you want to create your own demos and things of that nature, then you get that type of feel. If you're going into a different genre like audiobooks or e-learning or explainer videos, take a listen to what's being done in that genre. And it's very easy to do. You're on YouTube. You can look up explainer videos and you can watch them. You can look up audiobooks. You can listen and watch them and see what's being said, hear how it's said, and things of that nature. But I would pick and you can kind of pretty tell who's kind of reputable in those types of areas. But if anyone else has any questions in regards to that particular topic, just let me know, because it's one of those things where I understand if you're just starting out, where do you start, what do you do, and where do you go to get this sort of stuff. All right, now let's get into the meat of this, which is basically how to make money as a freelancer. That's why we're here. And I think most of the content that I produce, the content that has the most engagement from my channel now, is basically not the how-to videos on how to use your software, or how to use your microphone, or processing your audio, but it's about how to build your business. But even with that, if you don't understand the process of processing your audio and making it sound really, really good, then everything else is going to be kind of moot. Because if you can't deliver the goods, then there you go. Gabe, you're trying to start something here. What is your opinion on joining the union? I think it was Wednesday. I did the show that I did on Wednesday talked about the controversy and the level of controversy that is going on right now in the VO community because of the decline in rates, and because the clients are understanding that they can get a level of professional work for way less than what they were accustomed to paying. And it's all coming to a head right now. And so if you didn't watch that particular episode, I would definitely go back and do that. I think it was Wednesday's episode that I did that. But unions are under pressure, or I should say, or in trouble, or struggling right now. You've got people in the union, Gabe, that aren't working either. Just because you get a union card, it means nothing. It as far as making a jump to get work. What the union will guarantee you is that you will get paid a certain level or a certain rate for the work that you do. And it's higher than non-union work in many cases, even though people like myself that do non-union work, because I'm not in a union, try and get obviously as much money as we can. The union has a rate, and that's it. There's no negotiation or whatever. That's the rate. And so, you've got thousands of people that are in the union, but they're not making any money because they're not getting any work. And it's getting worse and worse for them because of the fact of folks like you and I that are able to produce voiceover, quick turnaround, work directly with the client, and get things done. And so, in a lot of times, what people, or the union itself, or group, or whatever, try and do is make you feel like you really can't do this thing without them. And it's just not true. There are many voice actors, great voice actors, that are making some great money not being in the union. Being in the union is no guarantee of anything. And I think the union dues, it's what, it's over $1,000 a year or more to be in the union. And again, there's no guarantee of work. You still have to audition. You're still in competition. And what's happening now is you have major companies that are dropping unions. They're dropping doing union work because they know how expensive it is and can be because of all the rules and everything else. So you've got plenty of folks out there that run major companies. I'm not talking about little mom and pops, major companies that are saying we're not dealing with the unions anymore. We're going to go non-union we can get the exact same quality, exact same level of work. So we're going to go with non-union folks because we don't have to go through all the rigmarole and pay what they're considering to be now exorbitant rates. So I hope that answers your question in regards to what I think about the unions with that. So now, in regards to how to make money as a freelancer, there's a couple of things that I want to go through with that. And again, during this live stream, if you've got questions, feel free to put them in the chat or whatever. And also, I think scrolling at the bottom now, I'm letting you know if you got, you can email me questions at earlhallvo@gmail.com, and in the subject line, just put VO question and we'll take care of that. There's several ways, and which is probably obvious to many of you, maybe not as obvious to some, that there are several ways that you can make money as a freelancer, regardless of what your genre is, whether you're in voiceover, whether you're a graphic designer, whether you're a web designer, whatever, video production. There's plenty of ways to make money as a freelancer. The most important thing one of the most important things that I think needs to be understood is something that I said earlier, is that as quickly as you can, you need to figure out what you're good at. And I'm not talking about the overarching thing of like voiceover. What is it that you are really, really good at? Is it doing TV promos? Is it doing audiobooks? Is it doing explainer videos? Because what's going to happen is when you specialize in a certain area, your marketing becomes easier. You become much better at what you do because you're doing it consistently over and over, working within your core strength, the core strength of what you have in voiceover. And I think that's very important because if you're working outside of your core strength, obviously you're not as good and you're probably not having as much fun doing it. Most voiceover artists, when they come into the industry, basically they want to do everything. And when you start out, I think you do have to do everything so that you can see where you really are good and where people are really excited about what it is that you're producing for them. Now, you may say, well, everybody says I do everything good. Okay, well, fine. But there is something within what it is that you do that no one else is going to beat you at. In this whole industry in voiceover, all of us have the same instrument, which is our voice. But no two people can play that instrument the same. I cannot play my instrument like you play yours. If I try and copy you, I'm going to fail and fall. If I try and do like you do, I'm going to fail and fall. I have to be Earl, period. And I say that to say the same thing to you. Don't ever try and copy someone else's style or way of doing things. You have a distinct voice that is unique, and you can sell the uniqueness of what it is that you offer. So don't ever think that you have to sound like or be like another voiceover artist, because the truth is you don't ever want to. One, nobody's going to ever beat me being me any more than anybody is ever going to beat you being you. You be the best you that you are and get better and better and better being you. And when you do that, that's what's sellable. I started saying earlier this week, because people are asking questions about branding and logos and things of that nature. In 2017, you've got to understand, people could give a crap about a logo. You're the product. As a freelancer, sir, ma'am, you are the product. And you are what needs to be sold. And so when you talk about logos and when you talk about all this other kind of stuff and, well, maybe if I just get a better website, I'll do better. Or maybe if I get a better logo, I'll do better. Nobody even cares about a logo. Website is very important from the standpoint of it's your calling card. It's your business card online. So that has to be really nice. But when it comes to branding, it's you and your personality. Because guess what? That's what comes across in your voiceover. You and your personality. Let it come out. I remember, for a lot of times last year, they aren't talking about it so much this year, but last year there were a lot of discussions about the announcer type voiceover as opposed to the natural speaking voiceover that everybody wants now. And that's the thing. And when people are talking about natural, they just want you being instinctively you. And sometimes that's really hard to do because sometimes as soon as we get behind this microphone, all of a sudden we want to start sounding like a voice actor, instead of just sounding like yourself. And that's what sells. The authentic stuff sells. And so that's what you need to make sure that you're keying in on is being authentically you. And why that is so hard to do, and it was hard for me, it just is. But once you're able to kind of let go of stuff and be comfortable in your own skin, quite honestly, be comfortable just being you, and people can tell that in your delivery. They can tell when you're reading when it sounds like you're reading and when it sounds like you're just having a conversation. And that's most of the time what happens. I'll give you this one little tip. When it comes to doing voiceover, sometimes you may get a script and it may start out something like, have you ever been really scared? Have you ever thought you were about to die? Okay, do you see how I delivered that? Now, what you do, when you're reading those lines, I do something that's called a ramp up to kind of make it conversational and put it into. And so I'll start my recording, but I won't start with the, have you ever been really scared? I won't start with that. What I'll start with is, Mom, have you ever been really scared? Do you see how that even changed up when I did that little ramp up? It helps. And all you have to do is when you're editing, you just cut off that ramp up. But when you envision who it is, if you envision who you're talking to, it helps with that. Also, don't be afraid to look stupid. Just like how I did delivering the lines, trying to get into the feeling of it. It's like, Mom, have you ever been really scared? Have you ever thought you were about to die? When you can let go and let your face do what it's going to do and imagine being in the situation and talking to a real person, that's when the real you starts coming out. And it comes out in your voice. It comes out in the way that you deliver the line. And it makes a difference. So that's just a little 101 tip for doing a voiceover delivery. And to help you be yourself, remember the whole concept of the ramp up. Even something maybe a little bit more, more exciting or whatever. Are you guys going to the football game this weekend? Because it's going to be an awesome game. Now, think about one of your buddies, hey, Kyle, you going to the football game this weekend? It's going to be an awesome game. Can you tell the delivery? Can you tell the difference in the delivery when you're reading something as opposed to putting yourself in the situation and really imagining who it is that you're talking to? And whatever read that you're doing, especially in commercial copy or whatever, you've got to get in character, no matter what it is that you're reading. Because when you get into that feel and emotion of it and let your mind go there, your voice will go there. And it will be authentically you. And so in a booth or sitting at home or whatever it is, you've got to put yourself in a mindset of, I want to deliver this line in the most authentic way that I can. And it's not about sounding prim and proper. It's just about sounding like you. That's it. That's all it's about. Okay, so now let me go to my next point here. Any questions on that? I kind of went off on a tangent on delivery, and I wasn't even going to do any delivery stuff today, and regarding how to deliver a line. But that's one of my secrets. I call it a ramp up. I don't know what other VOs may call it. I didn't even know other VOs did it until, having discussions actually with a coach of mine last year. I did that, and he's like, oh yeah, and I forget what he called it, but I call it a ramp up. That's what I call it, to get myself in the right frame of mind. I had some notes, I think I keep a lot of junk over here, back in regards to one of the coaching sessions that I had with one of my coaches, back when I was trying to create some different types of demos. And it was just a thing of getting into how to get into that character when you're reading your script. Okay, who is this? Who are you talking to? In this script, who is this? And you've got to come up with an avatar of a person, because it's a specific type of person that you're talking to. I don't care whether it's an explainer video or a commercial or whatever. Audiobooks are a little different because they're different characters that you're doing. But when you're delivering something that is for commercial use, there's a person that client has in mind that they want to talk to. And so you've got to get in the frame of mind of that, and talk to that person. You've got to talk to that person, not read the script to that person. You've got to talk to that person. So that's important. Excuse me, Paul. That actually fits perfect with how to make money. Thanks, Paul. Okay. Now, I definitely know that's going to help out in making money, because it's going to help you deliver much better in your reading. So specialize. That was the thing I was on before. Specialize. We talked about where to get scripts. One of the things that is lead in. Thanks, Gabe. One of the things that people, I think, don't think enough about in the voiceover realm is this. There's more to voiceover. There's more in the voiceover industry than just being the person that's behind the microphone. And you might have more skills to do more in voiceover than just be behind the mic. What am I talking about? I'm talking about, you may be a great audio editor. You may know Twisted Wave inside and out. You may be the best person I've ever seen using Adobe Audition to get the job done and to make a voice sound really good. And that's one of the things that I do. Besides being a voice actor, I do audio production as well. And I help people, and particularly in the audiobook industry and in the e-learning industry, I help with that final end product, the final sound of it. And that's come through practice. But one of the things that a lot of people don't know about me, the favorite thing that I do is not being behind the mic. The favorite thing for me is the behind the scenes, the tweaking and the getting it to sound just right, or what I think to be just right within my headphones. And when you're in voiceover, looking and pulling on other skills that you have to make additional revenue can be something that you can do if you're good at it. If if you're exceptional at doing something like that. Now, even beyond, if you're not the best audio producer or whatever, some folks out there are awesome at copywriting, are awesome at script writing. You can put words together that will make you cry, that will make you laugh, that will make you angry and draw emotion. It's something to consider if you've got those skills to add on to, quote unquote, just doing voiceover. Some folks out there are tremendous folks at writing jingles, music production. You know how much background music we voiceover artists need? And if you're someone that has skill in music and can put together a 1-minute track, it's something that you can definitely make some additional money at doing. So the couple of things there, you've got voiceover, audio production, script writing, jingles, and music production. And there are other things in that. I mean, obviously I'm in the coaching space now, and the consulting space rather, with that. So if you've got great skills in any area of voiceover or freelancing, you know something that we don't know. And it might be an opportunity for you to teach that, or to coach that, or to be a consultant in that particular area. So when you're talking about voiceover, there's a lot of different things, especially after you've been in it for more than a few years like I have. There's a lot of things you'll have picked up along the way that can definitely be helpful to other folks that are breaking into the industry or that need certain things. And again, I'm so adamant about this. I think the main thing that every voiceover artist needs to become is a really good audio producer. If in the next 3 to 5 years, if you're not able to produce your own demo, that's what I'm talking about. Production to the point where you can produce your own demo as opposed to relying on anyone else to do it for you. If you haven't heard me say this before, I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to continue to say this. For you to go out and pay someone, $1,500 to produce a really good demo, I'm sure the demo is going to be outstanding. I would hope so if you paid $1,500 for it, and you're shopping that demo around to get work, and you're working out of your home studio, and it's you, and you get a job because of your demo, and you produce audio, and the audio sounds nothing like your demo because you're not able to make that voice pop. You're going to lose the client and you're going to lose the job. Do the work where you are. Produce what you can produce so that people understand what it is that you're producing and that you can reproduce that same sound. Understanding and learning audio production, if you spent, just at the basic level, if you spent 2 weeks, a month on YouTube learning how to do audio production and make your voice sound great and using the plugins, understanding microphone technique and all that kind of stuff, it's going to help you out a lot as we go into the future because you're going to need to be able to produce your own audio, period. I've said it and I'm going to continue to say that. I've got a lot of voiceover artists that disagree with me saying that, but I know it's common sense to be able to produce your own demo. Because if you can't produce for a client. You've got to let the client know and hear and see and everything else what it is that you can produce. I'm wondering if anybody has any questions on that in particular. All right, we talked about your, the specializing and things of that nature. Now, here's the kicker in regards to you really starting to make money as a freelancer is we talked about you getting better and faster at editing and using shortcuts. That's important. Whatever DAW, whatever DAW, digital audio workstation you use, whichever one it is, you've got to be a master at it. You've got to learn the shortcuts. You've got to learn the techniques because editing is a process that can take you hours and hours and hours if you don't have some really good favorites set up and things of that nature. I may be doing some tutorials for Adobe Audition. That's the DAW that I use. And when I have my settings set up, when I finish laying my voice down in an audio track, I'm not going through taking out background noise, then adding in EQ and then adding in compression and doing a limiter and da-da-da-da-da-da. I have everything set up with a button click. I highlight my whole track, button click. Boom, it's done. I'm not going back and forth in and out. That's what I think is important for you to know about your DAW and how it is that you're producing what you're producing. All right. The last and final thing that I want to talk about here is you following a pattern daily. I'm serious. A pattern daily. It's going to increase your productivity and you'll always know what you need to be doing. I wake up in the morning, I take my kids to school. It's the first thing that I do. Roll out of bed, warm up the Keurig machine, get my cup of coffee, hop in the SUV, drive the kids to school, come back here, and within about half an hour from me getting back, I've got to produce a video or a live stream for about an hour. I know that. That's the first part of my day. So from basically 7:30 in the morning up until about 10 o'clock, I know what I'm doing. Now, after that, as soon as I get done this live stream, the next thing I'm going to do, I've got 5 projects that I need to complete today. So for the next 2 to 3 hours, I'll be completing projects. After that, when I'm done my projects, and everything and I've delivered them, I go back and I start my marketing process. I start my email marketing process, which is my favorite thing to do in regards to marketing strategies, is email marketing. I'll do that. Then what I'll do is I'll hop on social media, see what's going on in regards to the voiceover industry. I'll answer the comments that you guys have left on my videos. I'll respond, because I respond to everyone. I'll look at everything that's coming in my email from folks, whether it be clients, potential clients, or other voiceover artists that are looking for answers, because you guys send in these questions every day. I will go through that. And then after that, and during that, somewhere I've eaten a sandwich. Somewhere in there, I've eaten a sandwich. And then by that time, it's time for me to go pick up my kids. And they're out of school. Then come back home, finish up some other little stuff that I've got to do. And that's my whole day. So my whole day encompasses me doing what I love doing the most, is talking to you guys, which is one of the first things that I do, doing my voiceover work that has come in, and then also doing my marketing every single day. You've got to have a pattern that you're in so that something will work. The worst thing that happens, and this is why you've heard me say before, you want to pick one marketing strategy and stick with it for 3 to 6 months. You don't want to hop around. When you hop around, nothing works. Nothing will work if you hop around, or if you're chasing a carrot or whatever, or something shiny. Oh, somebody talked about Instagram marketing. Oh, okay, let me do that. Oh, well, they just talked about Facebook marketing. Let me try that. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I can do some YouTube marketing too? And so now you're all over the place and you're all over the map, and nothing is getting done because you're not focused. You're not focused in on one thing. Just like I talk about specializing in voiceover, in the voiceover industry, specializing, it's the same thing when it comes down to your marketing. You've got to become the best damn marketer in the world with whatever strategy you pick. And you've got to run that thing, and you've got to ride it and drive it until the wheels fall off. You've got to stick to it for an extended period of time. This does not happen quick. It's never overnight success or anything like that. Some of you guys are just discovering who it is that I am. And I've been doing this since the early 2000s. And I'm just coming on the scene, quote unquote, basically to be an influencer in this arena, because I think I have something to offer. Genuinely, I think I have something to offer, with that. Let's see. Paul says, honestly, I heard your advice a few months ago to stick to a process at least 3 months. Best advice ever on marketing. And it can be, I don't like to smack people on the hand or whatever, because it can be a little daunting or intimidating, especially when you're starting something new. And you start hearing different things. Oh, well, let me try that. Oh, well, let me try this. I'll never forget one of the VOs that I work with. We were talking about email marketing, and they were saying, well, I sent out about 80 emails over the course of, and it was literally about 4 to 5 months. Well, I've sent out 80 emails. I didn't laugh. I wanted to, but I didn't. And even though I'm laughing now, but I kindly told this person, 80 emails is a drop in the bucket. 80 emails a day, at least 80 emails a week, is really where you start seeing some results within that 3 to 6 month period. That's what you need to focus on. That's what you need to do. So the next question is, well, where do you get all these emails from? I'm like, we've got this little thing called Google and searching, and you can research anybody on social media, and you can get directly to the person you need to contact just by doing some research on LinkedIn. But that's the work that's involved. Email marketing strategies are not just about getting an email list, dumping it into a software program, and blasting out emails to thousands of potential clients. That doesn't work. That's not the strategy. Make sure, now, if you want to know the strategy, I go through all of that on the website. It's absolutely free to join. Just go to www.stepstovoiceoversuccess.com. Absolutely free to join the website. No fees, no nothing involved with that. And you can go ahead and do that. One of the things that's coming up, and if you didn't see something that I posted on yesterday, and I'm about to wrap this up. So if you've got a question, you want to make sure that you go ahead and put that in so that I can make sure that I get to your question. One of the things that's coming up in the next couple of weeks, and if you didn't see the post that I have on my Facebook pages or Facebook groups, you want to check those out. The Facebook group is facebook.com slash groups slash freelance marketing strategies. There's facebook.com slash steps to voiceover success. And there's facebook.com slash Earl Hall Studio. And I posted it there, and I even posted it on my Instagram, which Instagram is just at Earl Hall Studio. I want to start, because I've been asked several times, I'm going to start in the next few weeks, months, whatever, a mastermind group. And what this mastermind group is going to consist of is going to be 10 days of intensity, where we come together and I literally break this thing down in a way that I can't break down in a live stream or in producing a video. It would just take too freaking long to do. But in a mastermind where I have a few people together and can say, okay, let's get your book, let's get your pens out, fire up the laptop. All right, day 1, this is what you do. Day 2, this is what you do. And this is how you do it. Day 3, and then everybody's held accountable and everything else. The thing, and one of the reasons that I wanted to start the mastermind is and what I put in the post was I'm sick and tired. I'm going to scream if I see one more coach come out with a $297 training program that is promising the world. I'm going to scream. I get so disgusted with this. And everybody charges $297. When did this number become the number? You know what I mean? It's like 200. It's either $97 or you never see $197. You see $97.99. You'll see $297. You'll see $497, and you'll see $997. That 97, there's something with that, and somebody in marketing or whatever came up with this, and it's a comfortable number to put out there. But the number I see more and more and more and more is $297 for a course. I'm not saying it may not have some valuable information, because it very well may. But the thing that ticks me off and bothers me is that there's a promise that something is going to happen because you take this course. There is no guarantee in anything. And one of the most frustrating things I've seen is that when people take certain courses or whatever and they pay all this money, and then you do nothing. You took the course and you still don't do the work. So you've wasted money. So what I'm going to do is I'm setting up a mastermind group, and people were asking me, well, what are you going to charge? I'm going to charge what you can afford. I'm going to charge whatever you think the value of it is. I'm going to charge whatever you're willing to pay for the course. It's going to be more kick-ass than anything else that you're ever going to see. I told people in the post, let me go to my Facebook post here, and if I can share it, or if I can, I'm pretty sure I can pull it up on my screen. I'll let you see the exact post that I made on yesterday. Okay, here it is. Now let me go ahead, and I'm going to share my screen. Where are you? Window capture. Here we are. This is my, whoops. Where are you? Okay. This is from the my Facebook page for steps to voiceoversuccess.com. And in this, basically, you can see what it is that I'm saying through this whole thing. All right, I'm sick of voiceover talent and all freelancers being taken advantage of. If I see one more $297 course promising you success in 3 to 6 months, I will scream. So I will do what no one else will. I'm going to start a mastermind that will give you all the answers, show you all the tools, and teach you every marketing secret you need to know. This information does not change, folks. It does not. The information on whatever course you're going to buy, it does not change. Marketing is marketing, and how you do it is how you do it. The strategies have not changed. They're not going to change. There's not going to be some grand new thing that happens that is going to change your life forever. The thing that is going to change your life forever is actually getting your butt in gear and doing the work. That's the thing, actually doing the work. So I will do what no one else will do, blah, 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 teach you all this stuff. This mastermind will be by invitation only. I don't want to work with someone that is not willing to work. And I don't want you to waste your money. Quite honestly, I don't want you to waste your money and you're not going to do the work. And I can tell. Now, so I will be live training for 10 days directly with me for 1 hour. So that's 10 hours of intensity that I'm going to be taking some of you through. 5 morning sessions, 5 afternoon sessions, everything recorded so you can play back anytime. We're going to be talking about fixing your website, fixing your marketing, fixing your demos, increasing your client base, making a great living. The price? What you can afford. What is it worth to you? Email me now to see about getting an invitation to this 10-day mastermind at earl@earlhallstudio.com. In the subject line, put mastermind. In the email, these are the things that have to be there. Your website, your LinkedIn, your Twitter, your Instagram, and put how much is comfortable for you to pay to get access to this private, exclusive mastermind. Let's do this. So what I'm attempting to do with this is to allow anyone that has the inkling that, you know what, I'm ready to grind and don't quit, Earl. I'm ready to grind and don't quit. Let's do this. The kicker to this whole thing is that I'm still going to tell you, you don't have to take my course. You don't have to even try and get into this mastermind. I'm going to condense some things that you can literally find out for free for yourself. Every course, every consultant, every coach that's out here makes you think that they're the only ones that have this answer. As my grandma may say, honey doll, baby child, that's just a lie. Because every piece of information that you'll pay for, if you do the research on your own, you can get it for free. And that may be the answer for some of you. But the answer for some of you also might be, look, I want to just get it so I know and it's all in one spot and I can just do it. And you go from there. So this is what I'll be doing. So I want to encourage you guys, everything that, as far as my social media links, they've all been scrolling down at the bottom during the course of this whole live stream. I hope this has been helpful. I hope it's been beneficial. Let me just take 1 second glance at my notes here to make sure that I actually did cover everything that I wanted to cover. And I believe that I did. And I did. So, and one key thing too, I'll add to this when it comes down to your daily thing that you do, your daily routine in this, which I think is important. You've got to include education in that. YouTube has been my teacher for literally everything, from learning how to edit audio, edit video, process my voice, use certain DAWs. YouTube is your buddy. I'm telling you, whatever it is that you want to learn how to do, YouTube and Google, there's nothing else that is going to be better than that. And all you have to invest is your time. And like I said, beyond, and I don't care if you want to take my course or not, because it's not important to me. What's important is that you get the information. So you don't ever have to pay for anyone's course, ever. All you have to do is invest your time to research the topic that you're trying to learn. And if it's marketing, if it's business development, dude, it's on YouTube. Or go to Amazon, buy a book, whatever. But $297, $650, Gabe, for stuff that you literally can find out on your own. I'm just being honest about that. So, anyway, no questions. So I hope you guys will have an outstanding weekend. And as always, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please make sure that you do subscribe to the channel below, and also make sure that you click that bell notification so that you know instantly when I go live and when I upload new content. As I said at the beginning, I've done 5 days of live stream. This week, I committed to doing live stream every day at this time, at 9 a.m. So I've done that, and I hope it's been beneficial and helpful. Continuing on into next week, I'm still going to be producing content in video format that I produce and upload, and that's why you need to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you know when I upload, and instantly you can go and check out that video. or training that I'm going to be doing with that. I'm still going to be doing live streams on this channel every Thursday, I believe. I'm doing a live stream on this channel every Thursday and a live stream on my freelance marketing channel, Freelance Marketing Strategies. I'm doing a live stream on that channel starting next week every Friday. So you'll get my content 5 days a week, but one of those days is going to be you and I being able to come together and during a live stream session so that you can ask the questions that you want to ask. So once again, thanks for tuning in and watching and spending the time here. Now what you need to do is go out there and grind and don't quit. You have an awesome Friday. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday.